Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today I'm going to talk to you about WordPress, and specifically about WordPress stats or statistics, right? Stats is a free built-in statistical analysis or data analytics tool that WordPress provides its users. And so if you have a blog or a website or an e-commerce site and you're using WordPress to build that site, you're going to be able to access the stats tab. And the stats tab basically is in the menu bar for admin. Usually you'll see it on the upper left side of the screen. Under My Home, the first thing that will show you is stats, a little bar chart. And you click on the stats, you'll see several different tabs that I'll go through in a few minutes. But at a high level, Stats and Insights gives you the number of views and visitors. So you can see who's coming to your page. You can see by country, which countries are driving traffic to your page, to your website. You'll see referral sources. So how are people getting to you? Where are they coming from? Are they coming off of social media? Are they coming off of other websites? Are they coming off of different media campaigns you have out there? You may see that in the traffic, and it will capture that in WordPress and share with you your most popular referral sources. The WordPress stats can also be really good to illustrate to you exactly how your posts and pages are performing, right? So what's engaging people? What are the most popular posts that you've posted? Which pages continually get the most traffic month after month? Understanding these kind of things can give you some very valuable insight in how to optimize your use of your website to be able to get your message out there, to sell your products, to build your network. Another cool feature is search engine terms, which you'll find out which terms are driving traffic to your website. So for example, if somebody goes to do a web search and they want to find my Filipino company that does analytics training, then they put analytics training Philippines, I'll see those keywords, and when they come to my site, those will be captured by WordPress and be demonstrated in the stats so that I can see what terms people are using to find me, which is really great because then it can help me refine my keywords and put hashtags in all of my stuff to attract more people that are looking for those terms. That's a few examples. I'll go through them a little bit more in depth in a minute. But the cool thing about stats is that it's got a lot of powerful information for you. The challenge is most people that are using WordPress are small business owners and entrepreneurs, and they're not people that are very data driven. They're not nerds like me, right? Or maybe you find that you look at a bar chart or a line graph and it's not pretty to you, right? It means stress. It's like, oh my God, I have to realize what these numbers mean. The cool thing that with WordPress is that it actually helps you see a lot of the things through visuals, right? WordPress is amazing at visualizing data in ways that's very intuitive, and you don't have to look at the raw numbers. You look at the visuals so you can see trends and patterns. For example, the first thing you look at is the traffic to your page, right? How many views has your page got in the last day, week, month, year? You can easily click and see patterns on, is your site driving your business? Is it adding more viewers? Is there more people that are visiting? Is it getting more likes and comments now than before, or is it going down? You know, those kind of general trends can be very powerful to help you understand, are you optimizing your use of WordPress? And why this is important and why I'm going to share my insights with you is that I've been using WordPress for a long time. I launched my first business in the Philippines back in 2011, and I used WordPress from the beginning to be able to launch one of my sites. I've also used Wix, which is a competitor to WordPress. Maybe at some point I'll do a Wix analytics tool talk, but for today, with WordPress, I find it to be much easier than Wix. I enjoy using WordPress more, and I've been using WordPress since 2011, 2012. And WordPress is something that I find is most powerful for me because of the stats. And of course, with my background, having worked for Wells Fargo and having spent most of my career working in technology and with data, I find the stats stuff really useful so I can make really good data-driven decisions, which I think is important because, as we all know, at the end of the day, it's nerds who make more money, right? So you want to pay attention to those numbers because if you're paying attention to your numbers, you're going to be able to optimize what you do. There are some great uses of WordPress out there, and there's a few stats I'm going to throw at you just to kind of give you a sense of how deep WordPress is into the small business entrepreneurship space as far as the platform of choice to build websites. WordPress has 60% share of the small business market for websites, right? For setting up sites that allow you to do e-commerce, to buy and sell things, to be able to share things and host information, WordPress is very powerful. About 15% of all the world's websites are built on WordPress, right? So for a lot of websites that are built by big corporations, they have their own website on their own platform. But when you think about smaller businesses, it's much closer to 60%. There are 500 sites built on WordPress every day, right? So WordPress is growing, it's booming, it's a great tool. There are a lot of resources out there to use. There's tons of WordPress experts on YouTube that you can find to find out more about how to do certain things. Hiring WordPress developers is one of the easier things to find a virtual staff to do. One of the cool things about WordPress is it has a bunch of plugins. In fact, there are 55,000 plugins in WordPress. Everything from having the ability to sell things, to host things on your site. It can also allow you to link auto post to Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. So when you publish something on WordPress, you can send it out across social media. WordPress, according to WooCommerce, powers 22% of the top 1 million e-commerce sites, right? So almost a quarter of all e-commerce sites in the world are using WordPress, right? Pretty cool stuff. What I like most about WordPress for me, though, is that it's something that I set up and let somebody else manage. WordPress is pretty intuitive, pretty user-friendly. So one of the reasons why it's so popular with small business owners and entrepreneurs is that it's pretty easy to use and very intuitive and has all these different widgets and things that you can use to be able to really make your site personalized. And therefore, since it's easy for you to use, it's also easy for a virtual assistant to use. So I delegate pretty much all my WordPress work to my team, developing new pages, launching new pages, doing edits to the pages, posting new things, sharing content, building engagement. A lot of that is not done by me. You can use a virtual assistant for all kinds of things. If you find that you don't have time to necessarily spend a lot of the time working in social media, building a website, doing digital marketing, doing the things that you need to grow your business but aren't necessarily the best use of your time, you can hire a virtual assistant to do that. And WordPress is definitely one of them. A good VA should be able to manage your WordPress site, make edits to it, put new content, reshare stuff, repackage things. You know, I've written over 800 blog posts. So a lot of those blog posts are timeless. So I have a VA that goes through and takes a blog post that I wrote years ago, goes through it, see if the content's still valuable, update it if there's any dated material in there, and then reshare it, right? So there's no reason that content I published 6 years ago that was really valuable then and is still valuable now should be archived into something that's 6 years old. It can be repurposed. That's a great use of a VA to repurpose content on a WordPress site.